Hi, everyone, and welcome to F-Bomb Friday. I am your host, Tracy Preston, along with my husband, Todd. Hey, hon.
Hey, baby.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Let's hit it. Grand Haven, a picturesque lakeside town where the Grand River majestically flows into Lake Michigan, casting its glow over the tranquil waters. The sun-kissed shores beckon beachgoers to bask in the warmth and revel in the breathtaking vistas. As the waves gently lap against the sandy beaches, the sound of seagulls fill the air, adding to the symphony of nature's beauty. The town's vibrant downtown area pulses with life, adorned with eclectic shops, eateries, and galleries that showcase the local charm. The scent of saltwater taffy and freshly brewed coffee wafts through the streets, enticing visitors to explore and indulge in the quaint atmosphere. As the stars begin to twinkle in the night sky, the glowing lights of the Grand Haven Pier Lighthouse guide sailors and beachcombers alike, casting a magical spell over this enchanted lakeside haven. When thinking of this tranquil and gorgeous Michigan destination, we think of great memories made and often recall joyful moments. But what about ghosts or spirits? Gateways to the afterlife? These are the things that linger in the shadow of one of Michigan's most prized gems. On this episode of F-Bomb, we'll be discussing the Blue Man of Lake Forest Cemetery. So let's go back a couple hundred years. Grand Haven, Michigan has a rich history dating back to the 17th century when it was inhabited by the Ottawa and Potawatomi Native American tribes. Reverend William Montague Ferry was a pivotal figure in the town's history. Born on September 8, 1796, in Granby, Massachusetts. And yes, I can't pronounce it. Period. He was a Presbyterian minister, missionary, and community leader. In 1834, Ferry and his family arrived at Ricks Robinson's fur trading post near Grand River and established a settlement there. He built a log cabin, starting a church, and began preaching in the community. Ferry plotted the city and established businesses, including a bank and a shipyard. Grand Haven was officially founded in 1835 and was named due to its safe and spacious harbor on Lake Michigan. The city flourished as a logging, lumber mill, and shipping town. Ferry served as Grand Haven's first mayor and its first postmaster. Ferry Street in Grand Haven and Ferrysburg are named in his honor, recognizing his significant contributions to the area. Simply put, Grand Haven, what it was and what it is today, would not have been possible without this man. Reverend William Montague Ferry passed away on December 30th, 1867, at the ripe old age of 71. Now, That's a pretty long life back then.
It's pretty decent, considering most people died,
Like in their 30s and 40s.
Yeah. And, I mean, there was a lot of disease back then, too, that there was just absolutely no cure for.
Yeah. Now, Lake Forest Cemetery was established earlier in the year of 1867. Well, maybe he knew he was going to die. I need a final resting spot.
You know what? Let's build this. Let's get this cemetery set up because I need someplace to lay down.
I'm not feeling well. Shit's about to go sideways. Smart. And it serves as the final resting place for many of the city residents, including the good old Reverend Ferry, the city's founding father. Ferry Hill in Lake Forest Cemetery is steeped in legend and paranormal activity. Now, here's what we know. Ferry Hill is said to be haunted by the spirit of Ferry. Almost 100 years after his death, vandals desecrated his gravesite in the late 1940s, which many believe is why his spirit remains restless. Ferry is often seen as a blue orb or light, or a glowing blue humanoid figure, typically near his grave. Many think he's watching over the city of which he helped build and is protecting the cemetery from unwanted trespassers. Another popular legend claims that when someone is buried in Lake Forest Cemetery, that their spirit must climb the staircase leading up to Ferry Hill. If they are judged worthy, their spirit can proceed to heaven. Otherwise, they are doomed to hell. This has led to the stairs being referred to as the Stairway to Hell or Stairway to Heaven. Visitors have reported various paranormal experiences, including having seen orbs and apparitions in the cemetery, particularly around Ferry Hill and Potter's Field, which is a mass grave for the city's poorest residents. Some people have reported witnessing what they describe as shadowy figures darting between headstones. There are also reports from witnesses claiming to have seen the ghost spirits of Civil War soldiers marching through the cemetery in full uniform. Other visitors have experienced strange occurrences, such as their cars stalling, batteries being drained, and hearing unexplained strange noises. So you may be asking yourself, what does the color blue signify? What does it all mean, Basil?
What does it mean?
Well, according to Discovery.hub, blue orbs signify neutrality, tranquility, protection, intuition, strong psychic ability, and guardianship. Now, two of those descriptions truly resonate with the legend of Ferry, or should I say, the Blue Man. And that's protection and guardian, and perhaps we should add tranquility into the mix as well. Grand Haven is a place of natural beauty. Still, there are a few more paranormal points to touch on here. The Kirby House was the location of the first permanent home built in Grand Haven, built by, you guessed it, Reverend Ferry. Now, the house burnt down in 1866, again, just one more year before Ferry's death.
Right.
Years later, a hotel was built in its place in 1873, currently a popular restaurant. The Kirby House is rumored to be haunted by several spirits, and those include a little girl nicknamed Emily. Now, she has been seen and heard running up and down the stairs. A Civil War soldier has been witnessed by several wandering the halls. And lastly, a woman in Victorian attire also has been seen strolling through on occasion. As the sun sets over Grand Haven, the legend of the Blue Man seems to seep into the shadows, leaving you wondering if the spirit of the Lake Forest Cemetery still roams the grounds. The eerie tales of this mysterious figure adds a layer of mystique to the town's already rich history. But as you step onto the beaches or into the streets, the atmosphere will shift. The charming shops and restaurants, the vibrant pier, and the stunning sunsets over Lake Michigan all serve as a reminder that Grand Haven is full of life and beauty. It's a place where the past and present blend seamlessly, where the whispers of legend meet the warmth of community. So, whether you're a believer in the supernatural or just a lover of the great outdoors, Grand Haven has something to offer with its unique blend of spooky legend and small town charm that make this destination something that is hard to resist. Well, great story, hon.
Yeah, it's a good one. And I was kind of inspired by the 4th of July weekend coming up. On the day this show will air, it will be the 4th of July this year. 4th of July, I always think of Grand Haven. My parents quite often would take us to Grand Haven on the 4th of July, and we would spend the day at the beach and then watch the fireworks and the fountain. It's just a wonderful, beautiful place. I have nothing but great childhood memories. I'm always anxious and eager to go back. I love Grand Haven. I love the atmosphere. However, I never knew about this legend. Maybe this is something that just really the local people know about.
Well, I want to say that I think I remember seeing something about the Kirby house on TV, whether it was Discovery or something like that, because that sounded very familiar to me.
Oh, okay.
And I just kind of want to throw in there about Reverend Ferry's death. Let's think of the scheme of events.
Okay.
So his house burns down.
Right.
He's like, oh shit,
Yes.
my health isn't good either on top of all this.
Yes.
I'm going to build a cemetery.
Yep.
And because I built this city, I need a mound and stairs because I'm basically, his ego is quite bloated.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Very inflated.
Yeah.
A mound,
Right.
please. But I
Well,
mean,
it's a hill. It's hill. I don't.
well, it's a hill, but still.
Yeah.
It's superior. It's above everyone else. And, Christina and I had talked about in another show that we had done that Rebecca wrote, where the poor people get 0 tombstones.
Right.
They just get kind of put in a crappy place in the cemetery. And that seems to be what's here too. So if you think about it, the Reverend's up high.
Right.
And then the poorest people of the town are down low, all in a mound.
In Pottersfield, yeah.
I don't like that.
And, well, there was a lot of people that had died that they didn't know what their name was or who they even were. They were so lowly in class that
But they don't have any family?
apparently not. So, the poorest of the poor.
Everyone in death should have the same dignity.
Okay, well, on the other hand,
You dig a hole.
because you kind of sound like you don't like the Reverend. I'm kind of digging the Reverend. He built this place. He put every ounce of energy into making Grand Haven, and no wonder he wants to stick around. He wants to make sure everything stays cool.
Well, I'm not saying I don't like him, but I'm just saying I think his ego's a little inflated.
Yeah.
Which, whatevs. I guess he deserves it. But I don't know. It's just how I'm reading it.
Right. Staircase up the hill. Who's deeming the spirits worthy? Is it the Reverend?
Of course it is. Because he's the gatekeeper.
He's the gatekeeper.
He's at the top of the hill.
Right.
Either you're worthy or beat it.
Or just get out.
Beat it.
You're not invited to.
You're going to hell.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And he's blue. And how about the Civil War ghost? Because that happened all during this time, so the Reverend Ferry and his family, they start Grand Haven, and then in between the time of his arrival and his death, the Civil War happened, so naturally there's going to be Civil War spirits roaming around. And
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And also, I was wondering, isn't Grand Haven where they have the big Coast Guard hoopla
the Coast
every
Guard
year?
Festival,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were there once.
We were there once.
But we weren't on the water. We weren't involved in all that. But we went
to the
at the
parade.
parade.
Yeah, at the parade.
We visited an old friend.
Yes. Hey, and maybe the Reverend kind of hired these Civil War soldiers to help him keep a lookout. It's the original Blue Man Group.
That kept going through my brain. I'm like, oh my God, get that image out of your mind. And Here you go.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, yeah, I'm going to be thinking about this story now. Every time I think of Grand Haven, it's always going to enter my mind now. And it's all going to creep into your minds now, too.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, again, great story, hon. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, do you want to sign us out, hon?
I sure do. You better lock your doors. You better lock your windows. And you might want to check under your bed.
And I'll tell you right now, if I find that Reverend under my bed, I'm going to give him a staircase.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm going to judge him.
Oh.
Climb it up, sir. Climb up.
Climb on up.
You get the Tracy judgment.
You get the Tracy judgment.
And I'm not sure what I'm going to let him do.
You either get the red M&Ms or the blue M&Ms.
Which trip would you like today? Well, thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. And we will see you again on Malice Monday. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy 4th of July, everyone. We'll see you on Monday.